Roger Pierce is the MG fanatic.
How many rally miles is this done worldwide now?
This one, about 90,000 kilometers. You'll see it's breaking up a little bit here and there, so forth. But it's been to 38 different countries on about 5 major international rallies. Done London, Sydney twice, London, Mexico once, Africa once, and Targa, Tasmania about 3 times. Unfortunately, we're all a bit long in the tooth now, and we're having difficulty seeing our way and finding our way, and we're hitting the odd rocking thing, which is not doing us much good. But now we're having a lot of fun. Only came here for the fun.
Rally leaders Jan Hubig and Douglas Judd took it easy in the dying stages of the event. The onboard footage clearly shows that Hubig is nursing the Sasol VW Golf to the finish. Hannes Robler and Richard Lee kept the pressure on Hubig, but the gap was just too big to close and they settled for a secure third place. Class A6 leaders Etienne Lawrence and Robert Paisley in the Team Total Toyota Corolla. Fourth overall at the stage of the event was good, considering the problems they encountered the previous day. Bronco Spade businessman Schalk Burger had settled into second place overall and was the leading N4 competitor in the Subaru Impreza. Johnny Gemmell and Gideon Trollope had decided to back off and earn maximum points in the N4 class. Being plagued by leaking CD joints, a leaking main bearing seal and a slipping clutch put added pressure on Barry Krobler and Mike Burrows in the A7 Sasol VW Polo Player. An off-road excursion in stage 15 cost Team Total pair JP Damso and Graham Hooper a minute, but they soldiered on in second place in the A6 class. The distinctive exhaust note of the Mobil 1 Subaru Impreza of Satwan Singh and Tom Muriuki, the leading foreign competitors in the Total Rally South Africa. Star of the show, Jurgen Brecken certainly has the credentials to become a champion. The ex-Scuderia Africa Ford Escort of Paulo Piazza Musso, now owned by Zimbabwean James White, who was still getting to grips with the vehicle. White and Phil Arsenault were well placed for a top 10 finish. Rally leaders Hubig and Judd. Only a few more stages to go. There's no over-revving this engine. Leaders Hannes Robler and Richard Leake in the Total Bridgestone Nissan were still going strong. Enjoy the ride with Hannes. Fourth placed Lawrence and Paisley. The Team Total Toyota pair were comfortable leaders in the A6 class. On board was Schalk Burger and Fitzwonderful in the Subaru Impreza. Burger had victory in the FIA Africa Rally Championship in his sights. Winner of the N4 class in the Volkswagen Tour Natal, Johnny Gemmell is a former 250 car champion and a highly talented driver from whom great things are expected in the future. Barry Krobler and Mike Burrows' cause was not helped by a slipping clutch on the Sasol VW Polo Player. Sixth overall and second in Class A6, the Team Total Toyota Corolla of JP Damso and Graham Hooper. Satwan Singh demonstrated his sportsmanship by helping a stuck John Lloyd on day 2, which cost him dearly, otherwise he could well have been placed higher up the leaderboard. The hard-charging Jurgen Faken and co-driver Dave Lukowicz had moved up to 9th overall in the Sassel VW Polo Player. A bit of a moment for Faken. Gerd Janse van Rensburg and JB van Nieuwenhuizen were on their way to 3rd in Class A6 and 11th overall in the SA National Championship category after a steady run. Lying 6th overall in the FIA Africa Rally Championship category were James White and Phil Arsenault in the Ford Escort RS 2000. A polished performance by Stefan Boshoff and Paul van Dijk saw them walk away with the honours in the M2 class. The service park at Panbold, and there's a hive of activity around the Hubig Sassel VW Golf. Had the valve clearance problem manifested itself again?
Problem?
Yeah, we still got the recurring problem with the valve clearance, and once we've done a stage, it closes up the valve clearance, and the car won't start afterwards, so we've got to grind it every time after the stage. But we've got one more stage to go, so I think we'll be okay.
No problems in the Subaru pit with the burly Skalkberger in a relaxed mood.
I think it's blue flag over to us. What's the state plate,
So we finished the second last stage. We're in second place overall, so we're just going to take it very, very easy and get to the end now.
On board with Jan Hubig and Douglas Judd, and a close encounter with a public vehicle. A few kilometers to go, and overall victory was in sight for the Sassel VW pair. Here in the cockpit with Hannes Hobbler and Richard Leek. A bit of showboating by Hobbler and near disaster. Still on board with Hobbler and Leek. This time they overshoot a turn. A well-earned 3rd overall and 1st in the A7 class for Hannes Hobbler and Richard Leek in the total Bridgestone Nissan. Victory in the FIA Africa Rally Championship category, and maximum points were also in sight for Skalkberger and Fritz Swanepoel. What does it take to put together a winning team?
I think I'm going to start by saying that the people I've got in the team are good, and a lot of the burden is taken over by people in the team and that know what they're doing, so that makes it a lot easier for me. But we, on average, run the team with 8 cars, 70 people, at least 12 service vehicles, plus another 3 support vehicles, that is to car press and call it family or friends with. So in general, it's quite a big operation, plus our transporter that takes care mainly of the fuel and the tires, and then the transporting to and fro of events. In addition to that, we cater for 70 people, and obviously the catering service that we run is done by a marvelous lady who ensures that the team gets the best food, and she's always on the spot at all hours. So if I sit and I analyze the whole organization, it took us about two and a half months to establish the infrastructure and to make all the various arrangements. And the functions have been delegated to people, and they now run with it for the remaining of the events. And all I can say is that I get tremendous support from my team. Drivers, navigators, the service crew. We've done a tremendous job, I believe, up to now in getting this infrastructure going in a very, very short period of time. So to them, thanks a million.
A festive atmosphere at the finish at the Ermelo Showgrounds. None were as relieved to see the finish line as Jan Hubik and Douglas Judd in the Sassel VW Golf.
That looks us to not know the motor car. It is the golf course. The Sassel Fort Morgan. Jan Hubik and Douglas Judd. Very happy to get into the finish. Well done for Tony Lane for it.
We're quite relieved to get to the end, and I think we were pretty lucky as well. So, and the team has worked very, very hard the last couple of days, and I think they deserve this result as well.
Overall winners in the FIA Africa Rally Championship category, Skalkberger and Piet Swanepoel in the Subaru Impreza.
I think it's just simply we have the experience and we know we work very well together as a team, and that's the reason for our success.
Third overall and the Class A7 winners, Hannes Grobler and Richard Leake in the total Bridgestone Nissan.
It was very, very good. We tried to stay ahead of the four-wheel drives this afternoon. We nearly rolled, but I think we did very well. I'm pleased that it's basically the first outing for the car and in A7 for us, and we're very pleased that we've won it and third overall.
First international finisher and second overall in the FIA Africa Rally Championship category, Satwan Singh and Tom Maruyuki in the Mobil 1 Subaru.
I'm an easy man to beat, but we will see. I mean, Scott's been very lucky. He has a good run, and I congratulate him, by all means. And I hope Zimbabwe, Zambia, and as we go north, there's more my terrain type, So let's see. I said the season is young. The season is still very early.
High Octane Motorsport.